All right, folks, December 19th. We're definitely in the last week before Christmas now. Let's see what the Advent calendar has in store for us. It's a Wonderful Life. All right, not sure what I can say about this film that hasn't been said in the last, let's see, released in 1946. That hasn't been said in the last 72 years. It's a capital G great movie. I'm not sure if it's actually on the final version of the Sight and Sound list, but I do know that several critics voted to have it on the Sight and Sound list. Lionel Barrymore, who, by the way, was supposed to play Scrooge before his arthritis got out of control, actually does play Potter, who would be roughly equivalent to the Scrooge character in It's a Wonderful Life. Again, a lot of wonderful actors in this. In addition to James Stewart, Thomas Mitchell as Uncle Billy, Henry Travers as Clarence the Angel, do a wonderful job. Now, this is one film which, again, like the heartrending scene in A Midwinter's Tale, never fails to reduce me to tears, especially at the end when we read that wonderful bit where Clarence has written in George's copy of Huckleberry Finn, "Remember, George, no man is a failure who has friends." That, coupled with everybody from the town, all of the people who Potter would have called riffraff, coming into the film to donate to help George out, really just never fails to get a tear out of my eyes. And because this film is actually re-released and played in theaters every year, I do wind up seeing it in theaters every year. I have seen it with my son, who will sort of, at the end of the film, look at me sideways, smirk at me, and say, "Would you like a tissue?" And I usually tell him to shut up, but because he thinks he's being funny. I love my son dearly, by the way. But this is a wonderful, wonderful movie. My only comment would be that, somewhat ironically, this is considered to be the great capital A American Christmas film. Well, this great capital A American Christmas film has an anti-capitalist message. Big business is the enemy in this movie. It is big business that is really sticking it to the little guy in this film, and that is made very, very explicit. So this is actually a much more political film than people give it credit for. It is a great movie. Particularly, one of the things I really appreciate about this film is that it's not afraid to give a bit of a warts and all portrayal of George. George just doesn't go through the movie being wonderful. He has a terrible temper. We see bits in the movie when George acts like an absolute jerk. So Capra isn't afraid to pull those kinds of punches as well, and really to flesh out his characters. So I love this movie. Absolutely have to see it around Christmas every year, and usually wind up seeing it on a big screen in a theater. All right, thank you. Hope you've enjoyed today's mini review. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.